One, could I have parties announced?
Andrew Harris-Edelman from the state.
And this is Pauline Portillo along with Ms. Peyton Howe for Mr. Felipe Cerna-Reyes.
All right, you all are scheduled for jury trial today. You filed a motion for continuance?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, and why?
We have several reasons. We do have a motion to inspect and examine evidence, which if granted, I think will require us some time to inspect and examine that physical evidence.
Why wasn't that done before today?
Because, Your Honor, through preparation with my client, which was very limited because of the time frame which we represented him, this was information I had to develop over the course of jail visits, which I couldn't get within 24 hours. And so through prepping with my client, we learned of some evidence that might be, and I would expect strongly, would be material and mitigating to the elements in the case. And so that's the reason why it wasn't filed earlier on in our representation of him.
All right, guys, buckle up. This courtroom's already on fire. We kick things off with the defense and prosecution clashing hard over whether this case should go to a jury trial. The judge, not in the mood for games. A motion for continuance hits the floor. Defense is claiming they're not ready. Not enough time, not enough prep, and definitely not enough access to key info. The tension is thick. This isn't some casual pre-trial check-in. This is war. And it's not over a petty charge. Either, we're talking first-degree intent to deliver. Real time, real consequences. This is the front line of justice, and the pressure's sky high. Let's dive in.
But it was filed before the jury trial date of
27.
the 27th, yes.
All right, anything else with regards to your motion?
I'm sorry, it was filed May 23rd, 2025, and I'll address that motion in a second. But the other issue is, Judge, we had requested missing discovery from the state, and since that request, we've gotten in about 12 videos that are pretty large, and even the state said it's a pretty big file that it took.
What missing discovery?
At this point, it's all been produced, but they are all recordings from SAPD personnel who are at the scene.
Okay.
And they're pretty large videos, Your Honor, and one of them, I think, includes the unmuted portion of the defendant's statements. And I also believe that that's going to have material and mitigating evidence for his defense. So it's really...
Let's get real. The defense just dropped a bombshell. Turns out they only uncovered critical evidence during last minute. Jail visits. Yeah, you heard that right. The client's been locked up, and only through rushed, limited meetings did this new info come to light. Why so late? Simple. They just recently took over the case. Now they're begging for more time to inspect, review, and actually build a strategy. But the judge, not having it. Why wasn't this done earlier? She snaps. Tick-tock. The courtroom doesn't. Slow down for late starters. You want to play in this system? Then show up ready for war.
So for us to be able to review all
right, so review the video now.
Judge, these videos are an hour and a half.
Review the videos now.
Will do, Your Honor. And then the other issue with the motion for continuance is the other issue with the motion for continuance, Judge, is that to prepare an adequate defense for him and to avoid issues of this case being appealed for ineffective assistance of counsel.
People love to throw around ineffective assistance of counsel. This case has previously been set. He had another attorney. It was set for jury trial, and your firm decided that you were going to represent him and get on a case knowing that it was set for trial. So if you all want to throw your swords on ineffective assistance of counsel and file that with the appellate court, that's completely up to you.
Here's where it explodes. 12 massive videos, each over an hour long, finally dumped into the defense's lap. Late. Crucial. These are SAPD recordings from the scene. And then, boom, a clip surfaces with the unmuted voice of the accused. That's not filler, that's core evidence. Defense gold, but the judge isn't playing. Watch them now, she demands. No delay, no excuses. The defense swallows hard. Yes, Your Honor. The air thickens. Every second matters. Every word feels like a match to gasoline. This isn't just litigation, it's a full-blown war in suits.
Next one.
Your Honor. The issue is that it is very apparent to me that because there was so much missing discovery that was never requested, that there was not adequate prep work by the prior attorney. And that's why, unfortunately, and I don't want it to be held against him, it's taking us so long to put everything together and figure out the missing pieces.
Oh, no. Name the parties who you're saying didn't complete adequate discovery.
Name the parties that
Oh, yeah. Who are you talking about?
The state.
Okay.
So the issue, Judge, is that I don't think that this should be held against him. He's facing substantial jail time. It's an enhanced first degree possession with intent to deliver. And so those cases, they require a lot of links, a lot of connecting the dots. And so my argument for the continuance would be that we definitely need some more time. Just
all right. The video is like an hour. What did you say? An hour and what?
So the 12 videos, each one starting at least at about an hour and a half long.
All right. So y'all need to watch the videos today. He's here. You're here. Watch the videos. Next point.
We'll do, Your Honor. But
All right, gloves off. The defense swings with a heavy shot. Ineffective assistance of counsel. That's not courtroom fluff. That's legal dynamite. They claim the last attorney blew it. No discovery, no prep, no strategy. And now they're left mopping up the mess with trial looming. But the judge? Ice cold. You took the case knowing the trial date, she snaps. No mercy, no extensions. If you want to file for appeal, be her guest. This isn't story time, it's war. And in this courtroom, the judge isn't just the referee, she's the general, and she's not retreating an inch.
the point is that this is a case that has a lot to it. And so it's not just a regular, like a DWI third or another felony that you could get ready for very quickly. And so given the nature of this case and the prep work for it, that is a little bit above and beyond another felony in this court. That's also the reason for the continuance.
All right. But you all knew that this was set for jury trial. And so you all chose to do it. You've been given your 10 days. So what's your other grounds for a motion for continuance?
That I don't have any other grounds for my motion, Your Honor.
All right. So you all need to look at whatever video she says he needs to see. If you will load it up so she can watch the video with her client.
And Judge, I tried to do that when I was here about a week and a half ago, and the state never was able to give me the video because they were too busy. And so
Well, do you see anyone else here now? Load up the video so she can watch it with her client.
Don't you have access to it now?
we requested, but it doesn't come over right away.
So you
It
don't
takes-
have it?
What now? The defense scrambles to recover, asks for time to inspect physical evidence, and boom, they catch a break. The judge says yes, but with a cold reminder, you should have done this already. No delay, no pity. Bang, another. Hit to the defense's momentum, then it gets real intense. They press for the identity of a confidential informant. That's not just a request, it's walking straight into a legal minefield. Protected sources, high risk, serious implications. But the defense won't stop. The state's report mentions an anonymous tip, and now they want it all. Names, intel, the full blueprint. Forget TV drama. This is raw legal warfare, and both sides are locked in with no way out.
Okay.
So the other issue, Judge, is we have a motion to inspect and examine physical evidence. The state tells me that they're not opposed to it.
Well, you all should have done that before your 10 days. You had plenty of time to inspect evidence. So,
Okay, is the court going to rule on it?
oh yeah, you can expect whatever evidence you want to inspect, but I am not granting a motion for continuance because you all have not inspected evidence that was always available.
Would you like a copy?
They've given me copies of your motion. So state, she wants to inspect evidence. Is there any other motion?
Judge, it's just there's two motions for each cause number.
Okay.
So I just wanted to see if we could get your signature on both cause numbers.
Now it's rapid fire, motions and responses flying like verbal bullets. The judge lays it down. Talk to the state. Get your motions straight. Don't waste my time. She's done playing referee. But the defense won't back off. They're still shouting, "We're not ready." Problem is, the clock says otherwise. Time's up. The prosecutor, not offering much help. The defense, scrambling, sweating, flipping through files. And the tension? You could slice it with a blade. The judge has had enough. No more hand-holding, no more excuses. Trial starts today. Ready or not, this courtroom's going live. Because justice doesn't hit snooze, it hits hard.
Okay. And other than that, is there any other motion?
Yes, we have a motion to require disclosure of all informers relied upon and for production of said informers.
All right, so what are you basing that? And you're speaking of a confidential informant?
I believe it is, Your Honor.
All right, so there are certain grounds legally where you're allowed to that information. So what are you basing that request
So,
on?
Judge, there's a reference to an anonymous tip by the detective in this report, and so I don't know. I think we need to call him in to at least get some testimony about what the anonymous tip was, and generally speaking, like, what's the nature of it, what did it reveal, and if it's somebody that this person has worked with in the past, because that's all I have is that it's an anonymous tip. There's no other information included there.
I can call Ramirez, see if we can get him here.
Okay.
Final countdown. The judge? She's officially done playing nice. I'll step down and load the video myself. She snaps. Full sarcasm mode activated. The defense is still, fumbling, struggling with access while the prosecutor sits stone-faced, unmoved. And right there, the line is drawn in the sand. Jury selection starts this afternoon. Period. No delays, no mercy. You want your day in court? You've got it. But forget the excuses. This train's leaving the station. This is real justice. Fast, sharp, and absolutely unforgiving. Welcome to the courtroom where only the prepared survive. Game on.
And then we just have other pretrial motions that I expect we could argue.
Did you all confer with the state on your pretrial motions?
I haven't. Does the court want to take them up at this time?
Well, I mean, don't you want to confer with the state to see if they're in agreement with your motions? If you don't want to do that, I will hear them. But it would seem it would be economical to see whether or not the state agrees with your motion, then maybe you wouldn't need to have a hearing on it.
Yes, sir.
All right, while y'all are going over these motions, you need to start watching a video with him, and I'll take your motions up after you finish watching a video.
The prosecutor doesn't agree with the two motions.
All right, so go ahead and watch the video so we can get that out of the way. These motions will only take 5 minutes maybe.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, am I showing him the video on the prosecutor's laptop or?
However you all do it.
Okay, I that's the only way to do it because we don't have the video.
All right, so this is the thing. If y'all want me, I will step from the bench. I will load up the video so that you can watch it. I don't see that as my job. So you all need to talk to each other. I don't know why it's so hard to talk to each other and get things done. You say you want to see a video, then you're going to watch the video, but this case is going to trial today. We're doing jury selection, and that jury selection, I'm giving y'all this morning to do your videos. That jury selection is happening this afternoon. So either y'all want to get together and look at the videos or you don't, but at 1:30, we're doing jury selection.